أجمعين والتابعين ومن تبعهم بإحسان إلى يوم الدين وسلم تسليما كثيرا. Before I get started, how's the AC today? Feels cooler, mashallah? Maybe just that one. But just maybe they just open it, but it's kind of nice. Okay. I want to make sure people are comfortable, inshallah ta'ala. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward everybody for their patience. And may Allah continue to grow our jama'ah. Brothers and sisters, it is highly imperative for us to be committed to the cause of building a future. We need an expansion. So it goes without saying. Surah Rum gives us a very important reflection. There's so many great aspects from the very beginning of it, how Allah can bring victory. Guaranteed decisive victory, subhanAllah. And how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about how people are judged. On the day of judgment, how people will react. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talks about as-salah, the different times of salah that we have. And so many things. But because of the limited time, I want to just focus on something that you and I enjoy a lot. In life, brothers and sisters, what do we enjoy the most? Tell me, what do we enjoy the most in life? I mean, the most valuable things that don't cost money. Say that again. Sister said sleeping, good health. So, not sleeping, it's fine. That's something. How many people take a sleep aid at night in America, you think, who take medication for sleeping, like Lunesta, those type of things? Unison. There is more than 30 million people in America who cannot sleep on their own. Michael Jackson died because he cannot sleep on his own. He hired a doctor to give him propofol, surgical anesthesia to put him under. Like he was going to surgery every night. He could not, with all his millions, could not afford sleep. So that's good. Give me another thing quickly. He said family. Having family, wallahi, if Allah bless you with a good family, no money can equate to it. If you don't have a good family, it's the most horrible experience, right or wrong. Having family is great, only when they're good. It's good to have family. MashaAllah. Give me a third one. Say that again. What else? Spouses. Okay, so let's take the ayat from Surah Rum. وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ أَنْ خَلَقَكُم مِّن تُرَابٍ ثُمَّ إِذَا أَنْتُمْ بَشَرٌ تَنْتَشِرُونَ. Allah says, I created you from dust, and then you became this human being that walks. Imagine if you were an ape, or less than that. Imagine if you did not walk upright. You walked on 4 limbs. Imagine if you cannot have well-defined speech, like we're able to talk and articulate. When you see the human being, the excellence in their creation. لَقَدْ خَلَقْنَا الْإِنسَانَ فِي أَحْسَنِ تَقْوِيمٍ. We need to praise Allah just for our existence. Allah says that's a blessing, min ayati. And خَلَقَكُم min turab. And then when we created us from turab, how come we all don't look the same then? See? Why don't we all look the same? We had a class in here one time, and one of the students, I'm not going to tell the father, he looked at that and asked me the question that we were created from dust. They started wondering, were we created from different type of dust? Hadith of the Prophet ﷺ, إِنَّ اللَّهَ خَلَقَ آدَمَ مِنْ قَبْضَةٍ قَبْضَهَا مِنْ جَمِيعِ الْأَرْضِ. Allah took not only one type of soil, but from all over the earth. فَجَاءَ بَنُو آدَمَ عَلَى قَدْرِ الْأَرْضِ. So we came out just like the earth. جَاءَ مِنْهُمْ الْأَبْيَضُ وَالْأَسْوَدُ وَالْأَحْمَرُ وَبَيْنَ ذَلِكَ. That's why we have different complexions. It's another sign. وَالْخَبِيثُ وَالطَّيِّبُ وَالسَّهْلُ وَالْهَزْلُ وَبَيْنَ ذَلِكَ. That's why we don't all the same. It's another side. وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ خَلْقُ السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضِ وَاخْتِلَافُ أَلْسِنَتِكُمْ وَأَلْوَانِكُمْ. Our languages and color is one of the signs of Allah. If everybody was black in the world, I don't think it would be a good thing. I don't think everybody should be black, We know everybody should not be white in the world. That's a problem too. Subhanallah, it's better for us to have balance. Yes.
Black people need only a little bit, lot of sun to get like a vitamin.
Yes, I mean, we manufacture vitamin D with our ducks in. And oh, by the way, black people were first in the world. I mean, genetically speaking, white people came from black people. You know, it's just the way it is. So, 10,000 years ago, white people showed up, they say. But Allah said that's a beautiful sign. وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ أَنْ خَلَقَ لَكُمْ مِنْ أَنفُسِكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا. Having a family, somebody said. Having a spouse is one of the biggest blessings human beings get. That is why that's the first thing Allah gave Adam before he enters the Jannah. But he said, by the time he says, وَقُلْنَا يَا آدَمُ اسْكُنْ أَنْتَ وَزَوْجُكَ الْجَنَّةِ. Imagine if Allah created him, put him in his Jannah, says, live here. He'll be alone by himself, like, okay, what am I doing here? There's no fun here. Allah chose to give us a spouse. It's one of the biggest blessings human beings get because وَخَلَقْنَاكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا. We were created to be in pairs. So having a spouse is critically important, vitally important. All the young people here know that. You feel very complete when you have a spouse, if it's a good one. I mean, you can have a horrible life if your spouse is not very good at all. Nobody hates anybody worse than they hate a spouse. That's not very good. Subhanallah. May Allah save us from that. I believe all of us have great spouses. May Allah put us all in Jannah with our spouses. And the angels make dua for us that. But it's such a beautiful thing Allah says. لِتَسْكُنُوا إِلَيْهَا. First, you get to live in a peaceful way. وَجَعْلَ بَيْنَكُمْ مَوَدَّةً وَرَحْمَةً. You also get from them what? Affection and compassion. إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَآيَاتٍ لِقَوْمٍ يَتَفَكَّرُونَ. You have to be a thinking person for you to see it that way. So when Allah bless you with a spouse, you got to take care of the spouse. Okay? So those are the three major blessings I want to. Somebody says about sleeping. وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ مَنَامُكُمْ بِاللَّيْلِ وَالنَّهَارِ وَابْتِغَاؤُكُمْ مِنْ فَضْلِهِ. Being able to sleep is a blessing. You already know that. How many of you can sleep during the daytime if you wanted to? Not everybody can take a nap. It's a blessing to be able to sleep night and day. So there's so many different blessings, brothers and sisters. We have to be grateful to Allah. And I would like to conclude by saying, one of the ways Allah tests us to show if we're grateful in blessings is why Allah made it mandatory to give a zakah and a sadaqah. He says, أَوَلَمْ يَرَوْا أَنَّ اللَّهَ يَبْسُطُ الرِّزْقَ لِمَنْ يَشَاءُ وَيَقْدِرُ. Haven't you seen that it's Allah that has made rizq expansive for some people but restricted from others? Allah created this balance. إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَآيَاتٍ لِقَوْمٍ يُؤْمِنُونَ. If you believe, this is an ayah. So if you believe that Allah is ar-Razzaq, then what you have less or what somebody has more is by the qadr of Allah. Allah chose that. Allah says, فَآتِ ذَا الْقُرْبَى حَقَّهُ وَالْمِسْكِينَ وَابْنَ السَّبِيلِ. Giving charity. ذَلِكَ خَيْرٌ لِلَّذِينَ يُرِيدُونَ وَجْهَ اللَّهِ. If you want to meet the face of Allah, if you want Allah to smile at you, give sadaqah, give zakah. So when we exhort you, brothers and sisters, to help fund the iftar, to help build the future, Allah has given you this guarantee. Take it today. Take this to the bank from Surah Nur. وَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُضْعِفُونَ. Allah says, I will always double what you give. Not once. Allah will make it manifold. And Allah tells us how your money can grow with Allah. Today in business, finances, quickly, how do you make your money grow fastest? What's the fastest way? How do banks make money? The most common way. Interest. Compounded interest. Your credit card company charges you interest upon interest. أضعافا مضاعفة. It does grow, but it destroys. Allah says, وَمَا آتَيْتُم مِّن رِّبًا لِيَرْبُوَ فِي أَمْوَالِ النَّاسِ فَلَا يَرْبُو عِندَ اللَّهِ. The interest that they give, that you see increase like that, Allah says that has no increase with Allah. عَاقِبَةُ الرِّبَا إِلَّا قِلْ. It will only be reduced. وَمَا آتَيْتُم مِّن زَكَاةٍ تُرِيدُونَ وَجْهَ اللَّهِ فَأُولَٰئِكَ هُمُ الْمُضْعِفُونَ. Allah says, I will multiply your sadaqah 10 times over that you can get in any interest-based anything. Look how Allah gives you an incentive to give. We just have to tell ourselves, give. Don't start thinking about it. So I'm going to advise you in conclusion, Impress Allah by how you give. Don't impress me or anyone. Give in such a way Allah will tell the angels, look at my servant. That's impressive. That's the attitude you need to come with when it comes to this fundraiser. We like to wait for someone to build for us something, then we move into it. You need to change that. You be the builder for something others can come to. And this is how Allah gives you a permanent place in Jannah al-Firdaus al-A'la. Those are the ones Allah reward the most. You and I need to put this foundation. And then later on our kids can make it grow. Inshallah. إن الله وملائكته يصلون على النبي يا أيها الذين آمنوا صلوا عليه وسلموا تسليما اللهم اجعلنا من المنفقين واجعلنا من المتصدقين اللهم بارك لنا وارحمنا وأنت أرحم الراحمين اللهم إنا نسألك رزقا طيبا ورزقا واسعا اللهم إنا نسألك علما نافعا وقلبا خاشعا وعملا متقبلا وأزواجا صالحا ودعاء مسموعا وإنا نعوذ بك من علم لا ينفع ومن قلب لا يخشى ومن نفس لا تشبع ومن دعوة لا يستجاب لها سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Inshallah we'll have 4 pages from Surah Luqman.